people alike.
We report.
We probe. We interpret the new laws and policies coming out of China's top legislature.
CGTN is fully geared up to offer you a front row seat at the annual sessions of China's top legislative
And advisory bodies, the NPC and the CPPCC. Welcome back to Global Watch, and our coverage on China's annual political season still continues. CGTN's digital team is joining us now. We're breaking down the wall between TV studio and our social media newsroom. Whether you are with us on this channel, on TV or on CGTN's mobile app, you will have a 360-degree view of all the events that are currently undergoing in Beijing. Well, with me in the studio is my colleague Wang Tongxuan, and over in our digital newsroom is CGTN's social media editor Liu Chen. Well, let me start with you, Liu Chen. What do you have in store for us today?
Thank you, Doni. I'm live in the CGTN Digital newsroom. During the two sessions, many press conferences are held at the Media Center Hotel in Beijing. It is the home base for more than 3,000 Chinese foreign journalists. But what is it like to work in the media center? What facilities are used in our 5G live streams? How do we produce a 4K video? CGTN Digital reporter Huang Yichang takes a look at how journalists take advantage of the latest technology in the media center. And today, the last episode of CGTN Digital Special Series Boss Talk will be released. In the interview, Ivan Chu, the chairman of Jones, Wells & Sons China, says they are cautiously optimistic about 2019. How would he explain the phrase cautiously optimistic? As a Hong Kong-based company, does Wells have any plan in the newly announced Greater Bay Area? So don't miss the story on our website. CGTN reporter Wang Hui, who used to cover economic and political stories on TV, made a media converse, producing a 3-minute vlog that's been published online. So she showed us how she prepared behind the screen and also shared her secrets on how to seize an opportunity to ask questions at news conferences. Now let's go back to the TV station. Tongxuan, what is our TV coverage today?
Well, thank you, Liu Chen, for the update. I start with a big event happening this week. China's new foreign investment law will be voted on Friday, and the details of this proposed law and its implementation will be closely watched around the world. Plus, the work reports of the Supreme People's Court and the Supreme People's Procuratorate will be delivered on Tuesday, and the two sessions are expected to wrap up with a press conference on Friday. As always, you can check out the latest on the two sessions by visiting CGTN.com or CGTN mobile app. Coming up this afternoon, officials from the Ministry of Ecology and Environment will meet the press. They will speak on the progress they've made in fighting pollution and take questions from reporters both from home and abroad. The live coverage will kick off at 3 p.m. Beijing time, so stay tuned. And out of the news conference room, our reporter He Weiwei takes us to Shenzhen, China's Silicon Valley. There are over 6 million Chinese now working in research and development, and they still face challenges when turning academic findings into real products. CGTN listens to what insiders talk about technology transfer. And Shenzhen is also the home of Chinese tech giant Huawei, which is in the spotlight due to its leading position in 5G technology and its lawsuit against the U.S. government. More on this issue with our anchor Liu Xin on CGTN Observes and our program China 24. Dongning, back to you now.
A lot to look forward to indeed this week. Well, Liu Chen, tell us what online users are saying about our special coverage on the two sessions on opinions. Which are the questions that are gaining the most attention?
Is China really adopting environmental protection? China has been facing a lot of criticism and questions from the outside. Laurence Brahm from the Center for China and Globalization argued against the criticism in the interview with CGTN. He stressed that China is taking a leadership role in the world on environment protection, while the US has stepped out of the climate change talks. The US is reorganizing its core industry, pushing fossil fuels in countries around the world. However, China is advancing renewable energy systems. And through the Belt and Road Initiative, the renewable energy system is being exported across the developing world, so they can have an opportunity to have a clean environment too. As a former consultant to China's Ministry of Ecology and Environment, Brahm suggested 5 ways for China to take further actions in environmental protection. So what are they? We will have the videos on our website today, so make sure you stay tuned. Now, Tongxuan, what do we have from the TV side?
Thank you, Liu Chen. Officials in charge of the Chinese market regulations have just met with the press and gave a briefing. Since China's door will be open wider for foreign investors, innovation and IP protection have been even higher on the list of authorities' top concerns. Here's a question our reporter Hou Na asked at the press conference earlier.
At the first China International Import Expo held in Shanghai last year, General Secretary Xi Jinping stressed that we will enhance the credibility and efficiency of IPR examination. The State Council has made clear deployments as well. So what measures has been taken in this regard, and what progress has been made?
Achieve these targets, the administration has taken numerous measures. First, we have further improved the teams of examiners. By doing so, we wish to improve the overall capacity and level of IPR examination. And secondly, we have comprehensively improved the informationalization of the IPR examination. With IT technologies and tools, we are going to significantly improve the quality and the efficiency. And thirdly, we are going to further optimize the examination process. We now feature short cycles and fine management and quality control in IPR examination. This year, we're going to further step up our efforts. We're going to ensure that by the end of this year, the cycle of IPR examination will be shortened to within 5 months. The high-value patent examination will be further reduced by 15% on a basis of the 10% achievement we made last year.
Well, just to give you a bit of context, as we also mentioned in our earlier reports, based on the 2018 Global Innovation Index issued by the WIPO, for the very first time, China has broken into the world's top 20 most innovative economies. And the number of PCT filings in 2017 ranked 2nd in the world. Policymakers have promised more efforts will be taken. Now back to you, Donnie.
Thank you very much, Tongxuan. And in the studio today, we're now joined by Mr. Andy Mok, a non-resident fellow at Beijing-based independent think tank Center for China and Globalization. Liu Chen, I know you've been gathering or collecting opinions or concerns from our social media on what China really needs at the moment. So can you pick a question for our guest today, Andy?
Sure, Donnie. Andy, thank you for joining us. The first question is about the labor market in China. So Sarah Wang from Thailand asked if China will issue any policy to attract foreigners to work or live in the country. And Katharina from the UK also had a similar concern. She asked why it is so difficult for foreigners to get a work visa to go to China if they do not want to be an English teacher. So what is your opinion?
All right, Andy, so about labor market in China, your opinion?
Well, I think the labor market in China is like the labor market anywhere in the world, that these technological changes, particularly AI and automation, will disrupt the jobs of everyone from truck drivers and waitresses to lawyers and accountants. So the path forward, I think, is unclear, but this is something that governments all around the world, whether it's the United States, the EU, China, recognizes is an impending seismic issue that needs to be addressed. And one of the ways I think that where a solution is found is also through the work of independent research organizations, whether they're think tanks, policy research organizations, universities, even some corporations are looking to contribute to what are effective solutions.
All right, Liu Chen, Andy has given the answer to the question. Hope our audience online will be satisfied with Andy's answer on that regard. More questions for Andy?
Yes, the second question is from Weibo. A user asked that in the era of AI, how can regular people find jobs? What other employment options are available?
Got that question, Andy, about AI?
Yes. So I think I touched on this with the first question.
Yes.
But I think that what options are available, what we've looked at historically is there's a lot of concern, anxiety, even fear about these technological changes. And I think on the one hand, new jobs do occur. So think about before the internet, there was no need for web designers. Before the mobile internet, there was no need for app designers and developers. So I think that's one area I think people can find new jobs. Another is that some people talk about this idea of a UBI, or universal basic income. And it sounds utopian, but the idea here is that maybe none of us will ever have to work again. So we can use this time to learn how to paint, learn how to play the guitar, learn how to be better people. And that's perhaps another way that people can occupy their time, if indeed.
But you have to do all that leisure things with income. If you don't work, where does the income come from?
Well, that's this whole idea of this universal basic income, meaning that everyone would receive an allowance or stipend regardless whether they worked or not, so that they would be assured they have food to eat, a place to live, and clothes to wear.
Well, Andy has depicted a very bright future for human beings indeed. All right, Liu Chen, over to you. All right, thank you very much, Liu Chen from the Digital Department of CGTN, and my colleague Wang Tongxuan from the studio here. Thank you in the newsroom. Thank you very much for both of you. You're now watching Global Watch on CGTN. We'll be right back after this.